This morning, we're shining a spotlight on the death of a pregnant teenager whose murder is unsolved. Savannah Soto is her name, and her boyfriend's name is Matthew Guerra. They were both found shot to death in a parked car last week.
Savannah Soto, an 18-year-old from Texas, tragically met a grim fate after going missing just days before she was due to give birth. Court documents revealed that she had previously faced domestic violence at the hands of her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, who was 22 years old. Following a brutal assault on Christmas Day the previous year, Soto filed charges against Guerra, resulting in a restraining order. The order prohibited Guerra from communicating with Soto in any harmful or injurious manner. Unfortunately, Soto's disappearance and subsequent discovery alongside her boyfriend in a car in San Antonio shed light on the devastating consequences of domestic violence. Savannah Soto's life was cut short at a critical moment, just as she was about to become a mother. She had sought legal protection against her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, after enduring a violent episode on Christmas Day. Soto's decision to file charges and secure a restraining order highlighted her courage in standing against domestic abuse. Tragically, she went missing on December 23, 2023, failing to appear at the hospital for her scheduled induction a week before her due date. The discovery of her and Guerra's lifeless bodies in a car underscored the urgency of addressing the pervasive issue of domestic violence and its devastating impact on young lives.
We love her, we miss her, whatever's going on, let her come home so we can have a Merry Christmas with her.
What appears to be a tragic update in the search for a pregnant woman in Texas. The family of 18-year-old Savannah Soto says she and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, were found dead yesterday in a car outside a San Antonio apartment complex, 3 miles from Soto's home. But police are not yet confirming the identities of the victims.
It appears to be a very complex crime scene.
Soto, last seen near her home Friday, was 9 months pregnant and 1 week past her due date. Her family says she was scheduled to be induced at the hospital Saturday, but never showed up.
When I called her all morning, she wasn't answering. It was going straight to voicemail. And we went to the hospital anyways, and she was a no-show. And that's when I called the cops. She was so excited to have this baby. I mean, the house is already baby ready. She was so excited. She was going to be a mom.
The tragic end of 18-year-old pregnant teen Savannah Soto and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, is marked by a chilling discovery in a Texas car where the pair were found shot dead on December 26. The police chief revealed that they had been deceased for 3 or 4 days, describing the crime scene as perplexing and treating the deaths as murders.
It was a very, very perplexing crime scene. And detectives right now are looking at this as a possible murder, but we don't know for sure.
On Wednesday, it was disclosed that both victims had sustained fatal gunshot wounds. And tragically, the unborn baby did not survive, being pronounced dead at the scene. As the community grapples with this harrowing incident, an autopsy is currently underway to unravel the exact cause of death for Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra, shedding light on the circumstances leading to this devastating outcome. The revelation of gunshot wounds as the cause of death intensifies the gravity of the situation, leaving a community in shock and mourning. The unborn baby's tragic demise adds another layer of sorrow to the already heart-wrenching incident. The ongoing autopsy seeks to provide clarity on the circumstances surrounding the deaths of Soto and Guerra, addressing the pressing questions surrounding this deeply unsettling tragedy. The pursuit of the exact cause of death serves not only as a means of closure for the grieving families, but also as a critical step in the pursuit of justice for Savannah Soto and her unborn child. Savannah Soto's family faced a heartbreaking ordeal as they discovered the tragic fate of the pregnant teen and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra. Soto's sister-in-law, Joni Wassel, played a pivotal role in the grim discovery after someone spotted the car and reached out to her on Facebook. Upon arriving at the scene and alerting the police, Wassel encountered the devastating sight of Soto dead in the front passenger seat and Guerra dead in the back. Guerra's mother, Karen Hernandez, despite documented violence, maintained online claims that her son was not abusive, asserting that he and Soto were taken against their will. The loss of Soto's younger brother, Ethan, in a shooting believed to be an act of revenge for a drug robbery in May 2022, added another layer of tragedy to the family's history. The courtroom brawl, where Soto's family confronted the accused, Victor Nathaniel Rivas, underscored the tumultuous circumstances surrounding the family and the challenges they faced both in and out of the legal system. The San Antonio Police Department has announced 2 arrests in connection with the death of Savannah Soto and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra.
The individuals you saw this evening, the first individual's name is Ramon Preciado, 53 years old, SID number 443651. The second individual was Christopher Preciado, 19 years old, SID number 1191061. So the 2 individuals we just walked out today, again, is a father and son. The first individual is a father, the second individual is a son. They're going to be charged, the son's going to be charged this evening with capital murder, and the father's going to be charged with abuse of a corpse. So we do expect more charges to be pending.
According to police, 19-year-old Christopher Preciado has been charged with capital murder for the deaths of Savanah and Matthew. Christopher's father, 53-year-old Raymond Preciado, has been charged with abuse of a corpse for helping Christopher move the bodies after they were killed. Authorities said as detectives got to the location and started collecting evidence, one of the key pieces of evidence they found was Savannah's cell phone. The technology team with the department, along with the help of the United States Secret Service, were able to get enough information, and that information was provided to detectives on Wednesday. With the information provided, authorities said they were able to find a possible location of where the suspect vehicle might be that was seen on the surveillance video camera footage released last week.
Now, police have released this surveillance video here, saying that they're searching for 2 persons of interest right now in their murders. And you can see in the video, if you look closely, the couple's Kia Optima. It first slowly approaches that pickup truck. Briefly, there's interaction with the driver. Somebody gets out of the Kia, but it's unclear where they go. The Kia then leaves the scene, and police are investigating this case as a capital murder.
Authorities went to the location and they did locate the vehicle. After some surveillance on the video, they were able to determine which house the vehicle belonged to. Officers then went and knocked on the door, and the father, Ramon Preciado, answered the door. Authorities said he knew why the police were there and was cooperating fully with the investigation. Both suspects were brought in for questioning.
Are you sorry for what happened? Did you know Savannah was 9 months? Did you know she was pregnant?
That car right there.
This is your final chance to say something about your side.
¿Quién te ayudó? Hey guys, we're going this way.
¿Quién mató a
¿Quién te
Savannah?
ayudó? ¿Lo hiciste solo? ¿Te arrepientes? ¿Quieres decir algo?
Anything to say to your family?
You guys always one side. You don't know what's going on.
Back up, guys. Back up.
Please don't push me.
I'm not. I'm moving you this way.
No, not you.
Any messages for the family? You sorry?
They want to know why. Why'd you do
¿Qué te hizo
it?
hacerlo?
You sorry?
Did you do it? Why did you do it?
Did you know she was pregnant?
Nothing to say?
Huh?
You didn't care?
Why was it the whole family?
Close to Christmas?
Remorse? Anything?
Why, man? Any remorse? You sorry?
Ain't you sorry for lying about what you're saying? You don't even know what's going on.
Well, tell
You
us.
just make stuff up like always.
Tell us. What's going on?
Did you shoot them?
Did you shoot them?
Are you in the video? Did you kill them or did you just hide the evidence?
¿Quién mató a Savannah?
La mataste.
How'd you know Savannah?
sorry for what happened? What are you gonna say to your family?
What'd
How's
you do
it
it?
make you feel, an unborn baby? Was it you? What do you want to say to your family, to Savannah, to Matthew's family?
You sorry? You sorry? Well, listen, you have
Nothing to say,
tell me.
an unborn child.
It was an entire family.
You sorry?
Detectives said they had enough information to get a warrant signed by a judge to charge the two suspects on Wednesday night. Authorities did say that additional charges are pending, and these two suspects are the only suspects being sought in connection with the case.
We do expect more charges to be pending. SAPD detectives made that location and started collecting evidence. One of the key pieces of evidence that we did collect at the scene was Savannah's cell phone, and that was handed over to our technology team, who was able to download some information on there. With the assistance of the U.S. Secret Service, we were able to get enough information, and so that information was given to our detectives today. With that information, the detectives were able to find a possible location of where the suspect vehicle that was released on that surveillance camera, the surveillance video, possible location where that suspect vehicle might be.
Police added they believe the shooting occurred due to a narcotics-related deal that went badly. Last week, the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office said Savannah died from a gunshot wound to the head, and her death was a homicide, and Matthew's death was a contact wound to the head.
Detectives learned that both victims were involved in the sale of narcotics and used their cell phones to conduct much of their business. Detectives collected the victims' phones, and with the help of the United States Secret Service, we were able to extract information that led to the development of a possible location of a suspect vehicle that was seen on the surveillance video. That occurred on Wednesday, 1/3/24. Detectives drove to that location and saw the suspect vehicle. They approached the home where the suspect vehicle was, and they knocked on the door. An individual by the name of Ramon Preciado answered the door and seemed to know why SAPD was there and cooperated with the investigation. Both Ramon and Christopher were home and brought to the SAPD homicide office for questioning. During the interviews, both suspects made enough statements to implicate them in the murder.
But shockingly, a third arrest has been made in the murder of a teenage mother-to-be and her boyfriend.
We begin with breaking news now at 4. San Antonio police make a third arrest in connection to the capital murder case of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra. 19-year-old Christopher Preciado has been charged with capital murder, and his father, Ramon Preciado, also charged on abuse of a corpse. Then today, Murder Romanos was taken into custody, accused of helping move the bodies of the couple to the location where they were later found off Danny K Drive.
According to an arrest warrant, officers discovered the murder weapon that Romanos allegedly hid behind a locked door in her bedroom. And shell casings from the victim's car later matched that gun, and Romanos admitted to police that it was hers. But it was a new piece of critical evidence that eventually cracked the case, leading them to believe a third person was involved, and the arrest today of Mirta Romano.
Did you give Christopher your gun used in this murder?
Why did you do it?
Are you sorry?
You have nothing to say to the family.
Did you give Christopher your gun? How can you sleep at night?
¿Acaso pensaste en Savannah, en su bebé?
How have you been able to sleep at night?
¿Crees que le estabas haciendo un bien a tu hijo?
Watch out, make room, make room.
Did you give Christopher your gun?
¿Cómo les ayudaste?
What is your silence supposed to say? What message is your silence
¿Cómo te
sending?
sentiste? ¿No te valió la pena ayudarnos?
Are you sorry?
¿Qué tienes que decir?
Do you have anything to say?
The San Antonio Police Department stated that Mirta Romanos has been arrested and charged with 3 different charges, including alter, destroy, or conceal a human corpse, abuse of corpse, and tampering with evidence. Police told the media Wednesday that they had enough evidence to prove that she assisted in the murder case of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra. Police shared that Romanos did tell police that her gun was indeed the murder weapon that Christopher used in the murder.
Were aware early on in the investigation that there wasn't a third person involved. We know that from the video surveillance when there is that towel that's everyone's talked about being thrown. At that time, we just didn't have enough evidence to say that that was Miss Mirtha Romanos. But like I said, since then, they've developed enough evidence from surveillance video from the home showing her leaving with the two. She gets into that truck, and then when they return to the home, it's her, Christopher, and Ramon in that truck.
The situation escalated on social media as both families shared contrasting narrative. Gloria Cordova, desperate for information, posted on Facebook expressing her escalating worry. Simultaneously, Matthew Guerra's mother, Karen Hernandez, staunchly defended her son, vehemently denying any involvement in their disappearance.
Thursday, Gabriel Guerra visited his son's apartment where a nursery was set up for baby Fabian. Hung up on the walls by the crib were these ultrasound photos.
I wish I could have seen him in the father stage of his life.
Instead, both families are finalizing funeral plans.
Nothing's gonna, fix the heartaches that we're having to deal with.
Both families watched online Wednesday night as 19-year-old Christopher Preciado and his father, 53-year-old Ramon Preciado, were taken away in handcuffs. In these arrest affidavits, it states investigators used Savannah's cell phone and surveillance video to track these two down and bring them in for questioning. It states Christopher admitted to police he was meeting Savannah and Matthew for a marijuana deal. Christopher claimed Matthew pointed a gun at him, which is what led up to the shootings. But detectives say his claims were inconsistent with the couple's gunshot wounds. Both were shot behind the ear, according to family. It's unclear where the shootings took place, but his father, Ramon, is accused of driving to the Med Center apartment complex to help his son hide the bodies.
San Antonio Police Chief William McManus commended the investigative work, highlighting the collaborative effort with the Bexar County District Attorney's Office.
Detectives walked warrants for their arrest. Christopher was arrested on the charge of capital murder. Ramon was arrested on the charge of abuse of a corpse. Yesterday, 1/4, more charges were filed. Christopher was also charged with abuse of a corpse, altering, destroying, or concealing evidence of a human corpse. Ramon was also charged with altering, destroying, concealing evidence, human corpse. Detectives also conducted a search warrant at the home of the suspects where evidence was recovered. There is still an active investigation, and I'm not going to go into too much of the details, as I've previously said, because I don't want to jeopardize the integrity of the case or make the DA's job any harder once he gets involved in it. The final piece of information I have for you is that the gun believed to be the murder weapon has been recently recovered from the suspect's home.
District Attorney Joe D. Gonzalez addressed the media, explaining the potential charges under Texas law and the inclusion of an additional count of capital murder for the death of the unborn child named Fabian.
In order to bring justice to the memory of these two victims, and in order to bring justice to the survivors and the family members, it's going to be a long road, but we have to take things one step at a time. And I'm sure I will have questions about this, so let me get this out there right now. There have been questions about whether or not this will be something that we will seek the death penalty on. It's too early to tell. I don't know whether or not this is something that we will make that decision. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. As in every other case where we have a defendant who is death penalty eligible, we have a capital crimes committee that will meet, that will make, we will hear a presentation from the lead prosecutor in the court where this case ends up, and then we will discuss the facts that go into making a decision to seek the death penalty. But again, it is too early to tell. We don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's wait till we get an entire case filed in our office. And once that happens, I anticipate that we will have indictments returned, but we have to wait and let a grand jury make that decision. But after that, then we will take it to the next level and make whatever decisions that we need to. Thank you very much.
As the community grapples with the tragic loss of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra, the legal process unfolds. The question of seeking the death penalty looms, emphasizing the severity of the crime. In the wake of this devastating event, the community hopes for justice, closure, and the strength to heal from the profound impact of this chilling tragedy.
It hurts too much. She was my only daughter, and all that was going through my mind was the baby. Is the baby still alive? What was she thinking? You know, was she crying out for me? As far as what happened to her, I think it has something to do with him and things that he was doing, not my daughter.
Those are Savannah's and Matthew's and baby Fabian's.
Presents under the Christmas tree, serving as a reminder of the tragic loss of a growing family.
We still can't believe we're just never going to meet here.
Matthew's father, Gabriel Guerra, says the young couple was anxiously awaiting their baby's arrival.
We had to remind him on the baby shower to let Savannah open some of the gifts.
Yeah.
Matthew was opening all the gifts, so they were definitely both happy and excited.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments below.